I'm Leslie.
And I'm Shelly.
And we're
Sisters in Ebert.
Welcome back for another Movie Monday.
Oh, it's
Who
a
put the
fun
pop
one.
in the pop, pop, pop. Who put the ram in the ram?
Ding-a-dong. I don't even know what they say. Grace!
Gave her the dust here.
Hand
Hand
job.
job.
I can do the hand jive. That's all.
I can't do the hand jive. 1978.
Woo! Which is funny because I remember, because we watched this as kids.
Yes.
And I thought it was made in the 50s. Like, I thought
Me
it
too.
was a legitimate period
100%.
piece.
Me
like,
too. Yeah. Me
made
too.
at the time.
Well, Mom was here when I started watching it,
Mm-hmm.
and she was playing with the kids, and she was only gone for like a half hour, like in the back with them, and she comes up, and I just stop it after 18 minutes because my husband wasn't here and the baby started crying, so I had to hold him, and I can't write and hold at the same time. So she comes out, she's like, "Is Grease over already?" I'm like, "No."
She's like, I know it's short, but it's not that short.
Yeah. So the classic Olivia Newton-John
Dame
and
Olivia Newton.
Dame Olivia Newton-John and Danny Zuko himself, whatchamacallit?
John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Adim.
I know him. I love him. I couldn't think of the name. Sorry. My bad.
Sorry, she had a moment. It's
I had a
okay.
moment.
We're back.
No, at least I got Dame Olivia Newton-John. Okay. So we open to Love is a Many Splendored Thing on the beach.
I really hate this opening.
Really?
This is my least favorite part of the movie.
In the 1950s, as teenagers frolic, play, and kiss. Sandy fears they'll never see each other again, and Danny says, "It isn't the end. It's just the beginning." And then we have the Gibb brothers, or which Gibb brother was this? It was one of them.
I don't know.
Was it? It wasn't Barry, was it? I don't know. One of the Gibbs wrote
Sounds
the
great.
music.
Gibb.
Yeah, from the Bee Gees.
You could tell.
Yeah. Which John Travolta and him must be tight because they did the music for Saturday Night Fever too.
Yeah, and he was straight off of that, right?
I think.
Because that was the year before.
It was 77. Yeah, I think you're right. We cut to a cartoon montage of Grease is the Word as various cartoon cast members get ready for the first day of school. I said they even gave the cartoon teens wrinkles, if you notice, and eye bags, except for Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, she looks like a beautiful
She looks
princess.
like a
we
doll.
loved this opening.
Oh my god!
We would just watch
well,
this.
our dad would show it to him. He's like, "Hey, look at this.
Yeah, look at this. This you'll like this.
You'll like this," and we did.
Yep.
My kids did not. I said the same thing to them. They're like, "Eh."
I didn't show mine.
Mine were in the room.
Mine would probably like it.
Yours would. Mine don't do what I want them to do. They never get excited about the things I do. They have freaking personalities of their own. Can you believe it?
They?
Yeah, I know. So the T-Birds are Kinnicky, Duty, Sunny, and Putsy.
I kept getting Duty and
Putsy.
Sunny.
Oh, Sunny, I could no, because he is
no,
the
yeah,
Putsy.
Putsy. I guess I was getting them confused.
Yeah, me too. I think Duty's the blonde, or is that Putsy?
I don't know. I think it's Putsy.
Okay, Putsy's the blonde.
I don't know.
The Pink Ladies are Rizzo, Frenchie, Jan, and Marty. And we're back to live action in front of Rydell High School, named for Bobby Rydell. As Kinnicky worked all summer to buy a car and all discuss chicks. And their summer chicks, or lack thereof chicks. Sandy arrives to Rydell is a new school with Frenchie, who I guess they already met because they seem pretty friendly.
Yeah.
Rizzo and the Pink Ladies are happy to be seniors, and they rule the school.
They do. We're back.
Yeah. And admin and the principal have first day troubles and can't find schedules, but they found the schedules that they were missing last semester.
It is the most unorganized first day of school you've ever seen in your life.
And the kids all find their homerooms. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter. So also National Bandstand. That's not what it was called, though. National Bandstand.
Yeah, National Bandstand.
American Bandstand.
Is the real one.
Okay, so National Bandstand will film at Rydell High this year.
Everybody's, woo,
yeah, they're all excited.
Which I was also under the impression as children that this movie took place in like a few weeks' time. Like
me too. Well, even now watching it, it doesn't seem like a full year.
No, there's a lot happening.
There's a lot of very fast.
Yeah, it's moving along here.
Rizzo and Danny used to be an item in the past and thinks that Sandy is too pure to be pink.
Too pure to be pink.
Because Frenchie's like, "What do you think of Sandy? You like her? You know?" And, it's this little clique, you know. It's like the Bad Girls Club, though. It's not.
But they're like the cool ones.
Yeah.
Which I also, so this is another thing that bothers me. the T-Birds are making fun of the jocks. But I feel like jocks have forever been
the cool ones
in a school.
Mm-hmm.
But they make the jocks in this movie look like nerds.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And they're all just like smoking in their leather jackets.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They don't even. The only one with a car is Kaneki, and it's a piece of junk at this point. And he worked all summer to buy it.
Yeah, it's not like they have like I don't know.
I was stacking boxes at the bargain outlet or whatever.
Yeah, there was like a name of the store he was at.
All discussed Sandy and Danny's summers in the song over lunch, Summer Lovin'. Mm-hmm. Sandy reveals to the girls that her gentleman that she talks about in the song is Danny Zuko. And no one tells her he's at Rydell.
Not even Frenchie. And Frenchie's like her friend. Like, I get the other Pink Ladies because Rizzo shushed them and was like, oh, well, maybe you'll find him again one day. Because she was like being sneaky about it.
Well, why
show up in the weirdest places or something.
And Frenchie's like, Sandy, I think maybe we ought to get to class.
Yeah, like, it's like, tell her. Oh, like, he goes here.
He goes here. You never believe it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think they all know what a player he is. I guess. Because that's what he's talking about, too. Like at the beginning, he's like, oh, it's just the same old chicks everybody's made it with, this year and stuff like that. But, like, they all think of him as a jerk. Mm-hmm. And she's talking about this, like, white knight, essentially. Mm-hmm.
And that's how he was. Yeah. That's his true personality. This is all a show for his peers.
So we cut to the bonfire pep rally where Sandy is a cheerleader. Coach Calhoun is counted on to pull Rydell out of a 7-season slump.
I like Coach Calhoun.
And yeah, me too. And gives a pep talk as Sandy and the football player eye flirt. And the school hopes to ring that victory bell like we always wanted to. We're going to come back here and we're going to ring that victory bell like we always wanted. Shut up. Shut up, Ted. So we have the two cool T-Birds who are in the parking lot where Kaneki arrives with his beat-up car that he bought as even older teens, the Scorpions,
like
drive through threatening.
40s, 50s.
Oh my gosh. The most pockmarks you've ever seen in your life.
I was very curious why. Like, where are all his scars from? They don't really...
No, they don't address it.
Yeah.
T-Birds respond with a blade and a squirt gun. Because the one guy, Duty or Putsy, one of them, had a squirt gun.
Duty.
And he was just like squirting it the whole time. But he holds it up like they're like...
Yeah, look at me.
And it's a mini one. Like, it's definitely not a real... And it's like yellow neon, Pink ladies arrive and take Sandy to surprise her with Danny in the parking lot, who is a jerk in front of his friends.
Which again, how did they avoid each other to this point? Like, it doesn't seem like a very large school.
Well, it's funny that everybody's at this pep rally when they're too cool to be like, the jocks.
Right, like the jocks are nerds, but let's all go support them at the pep rally. I don't know, honey, you're busting out. Bye.
Busting out.
Get out.
Yeah. So Sandy storms off and Danny regrets what he did, and Frenchie tries to cheer Sandy up and invites her to a sleepover and says the only man a girl can depend on is her daddy. And I like that line. I always remember that line. We cut to girly hijinks at the sleepover.
Love the sleepover.
All are smoking and drinking.
Russia.
Do we have more toothpaste?
Like just her voice, and then like somebody throws something out. She's like, is in the voice still.
With Twinkies, as it is a dessert wine.
It is a dessert wine.
It says right here, it is a dessert wine. Because they're like bragging on Jan for eating Twinkies.
I love that.
That's Jan's whole personality. Mm-hmm. She just eats the whole time. Sandy is trying to be cool, but is very uncomfortable. Frenchie pierces Sandy's ear, but she gets sick. One look at the blood and bleh.
But it's also she had just inhaled a cigarette and was drinking wine. Yeah. Like, I'm sure everything is sitting heavy.
And they're like, oh, I bet Sandy doesn't drink. No, I had a glass of champagne at my cousin's wedding.
Rizzle's making fun.
Yeah, Rizzle's being a...
But not right to her face.
No. Girls sing loudly about Sandy behind her back.
Look at me, I'm Sandra D.
As they're separated by a door.
Yes.
That'll keep it out.
She's retching in there. She probably didn't hear.
Yeah, I know, right? Frenchie is accepted to beauty school and is dropping out of Rydell. I don't think of it as dropping out. I think of it as a very strategic career move. Danny and the guys pull up out front and talk to Sandy, but Danny changes his mind. And Rizzo is like, I'm going to get my kicks while I'm still young enough to get them. And I'm like, you're like 50. You better run.
You better hurry.
Rizzo and Kaniki flirt instead. Marty offers one of her boyfriends to Sandy, as she's a one-woman USO. I'm a terrific pen pal. I'm a terrific pen pal. And so Sandy's like, can I have a piece of the stationery? And she's like, yeah, because she thinks she's going to write him a letter. She's like, wait. And she sprays some perfume on it. And like, Sandy's like, oh. Sandy goes outside to mourn losing who she thought Danny was, with Hopelessly Devoted, and is seeing him in the kiddie pool, which that scene I remember as a kid.
But I also always didn't like that song because it was very slow. I didn't
like that song either.
But it's a good song, and she sings it so well.
It wasn't supposed to be part of the movie originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did you hear about this? Okay, so I did see that fun fact. It was not supposed to be part of the movie, but Dame Olivia Newton-John had it in her contract that she needed a solo.
Oh.
So they recorded it after the rest of the movie was done.
I mean, it's true. That's her only.
And they inserted it,
song.
Later.
As I was watching this, I was like, Danny and Sandy really don't have that big of parts.
That occurred to me too.
Yeah, I was like, because you think of them, they're the leads. They're the iconic roles.
This is such an ensemble movie to a T. Like, it is definitely not a Danny and Sandy. You think of them.
Yeah, and as I was rewatching, I was like, they're not in this a whole lot.
Is it a recency bias? Because at the end, they're like the center of attention? Is that why?
Yeah, and that's what you walk away remembering, but...
So Rizzo and Kaniki are making out in his car, and the lead scorpion taunts Kaniki's car and his chick, Rizzo. I'll give you $25 for your car, and that includes your chick.
And then he's like backing up in the car. I was like, you're damaging your own car doing that. Like,
well, these are 50s cars. They're not going to break easy.
But still, like, Kaniki's a garbage. Like, what does he care if you dent it up even more?
That's true. The next day, the boys are in shop class trying to fix up Kaniki's car, as no one has anything better. And they sing Greased Lightning. I didn't know this was like imagined as a kid. I thought they were just making the car over. Immediately.
I thought so also. Yeah. I was like, wow, he's got a new car.
And then at the end, they're like, well, let's get to work. You know,
this is just how I thought shop class was. Me too. This is my stereotype of shop class.
So unless you're in Votech, who's working on a car, like in...
I mean, you did in the 50s.
Yeah, I guess so. Which would make sense. That's a good life skill to have. But, whatever. So next at the Frosty Palace, Danny is still hung up on Sandy, but denies it. Sandy is also there with the football player wearing his letter sweater. And Danny tries to talk to her at the jukebox.
But after she got money from this kid, like, I'm going to need some money.
Yeah. She's like, you want to hear a different song? He's like, yeah. And she's like, I'm going to need some money. I'm like, that stuck out to me too. I'm like, Sandy.
She was aggressive about it too.
She's very forward.
She's like, oh, you want some new music? And he was like, sure. Yeah. And she was like, pay up.
Yeah, I'm going to need some money.
Which I guess was kind of expected. But the way she said it was like
just rude. Ooh. So Sandy gives him the cold shoulder and shuts Danny down for Tom. Tom is his name, the jock guy.
The jock that apparently is not cool.
Yeah. So the next day, Danny tries different sports with Coach Calhoun to impress Sandy, and must cut down to 2 packs a day. He tries gymnastics, basketball, wrestling, baseball, and track, but always tries to beat others up. So
he's very aggressive.
When running the hurdles, he tries to show off for Sandy, but falls, and she tries to help him. He got over more hurdles than I did.
He would look pretty good.
I could slow-mo down to 1 hurdle. And,
I never tried. I was too scared.
My coach, our head coach, was a hurdles coach, and I was a thrower. He was convinced that because I was tall, I'd be really good at hurdles, and he was wrong. He was very wrong. We were both at the same summer camp one year. He's like, Krill, I'm having you try it this time, and he's like, yeah, you're right. You should probably stick with it. He comes over and pats me on the shoulder. He's like, yeah, I was like, Coach, I don't know.
Those big feet, they would catch on.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't tell my husband. He said they're everywhere. Every time I get stepped on, I'm like, you stepped on my foot. He's like, they're everywhere. Don't agree with him.
Deskies. Fun fact about Leslie. Now you know.
And knowledge is power. So when they make up and they go to the Frosty Palace, but Danny doesn't want to be around others. He doesn't want other people seeing them. So he's trying to hide them. Menus. Yeah, which I didn't get that as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, okay, but I guess he just... Yeah. He wanted to be able to be himself with Sandy and could not. And
not keep up his image. Mm-hmm. All of their friends join Danny and Sandy at the exact moment he's trying to hide. Rizzo has hickeys from Kenickie, like a Hallmark card.
They were all real.
They were all real. Jeff Conaway insisted.
He applied them himself.
Sandy invites Danny to tea with her parents on Sunday, and he declines. Well, I don't really like tea. Well, you don't have to drink tea. I don't really like parents. Sandy and Danny leave, and Rizzo and Kenickie fight. No one pays, and Frenchie stays behind and reveals that she dropped out of school, but is doing poorly in beauty school, and reveals her pink hair to the waitress.
I had a little trouble in tinting class.
And she's like, I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but your hair looks like an Easter egg. So she wishes for a guardian angel who arrives in the form of Frankie Avalon, who urges her to go back to school with all the girls and silver curlers. I said it was Rizzo and Marty. I said there was no Jan and Sandy, but Rizzo and Marty were part of this number.
This fantasy, yes.
The boys
which I also thought was really happening.
Yes, I did too. Yeah. A teenage ne'er-do-well.
Frankie Avalon.
Bum, 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 bum. Boys again are working on the car with hot parts, and television station arrives to set up for the dance. Rizzo and Kenickie swap dates with Lee Scorpion and Cha-Cha. Because they broke up because they can't communicate right, and that's...
Yep, that's
At the dance, Marty goes to flirt with Vince Fontaine, who is like the
host of the show.
Danny explains to Sandy that Sandy has tried he tries to make friends with the cameraman. He's like, oh, you know the cameraman? Yeah, his name's Ted. And Frenchie is a new blonde now. So.
Yes.
You're beautiful blonde pineapple.
I loved Marty's dress.
Oh, yeah. It was fabulous.
Green.
It holds up today.
I would wear that in an instant. She looked
phenomenal.
A milk show.
Marty Maraschino. Like a cherry. Johnny Casino and the Gamblers start playing for National Bandstand's production. Rizzo and the Scorpion are both jealous of Kenickie and Cha-Cha. Zuko has a history with Cha-Cha too.
Oh yeah.
There's family friends. You know, he's being super dodgy about it with Sandy.
Yeah. Why can't you just say I dated her a while ago.
Like, let's avoid her. Yeah.
Right.
Sunny. Sunny.
It's clear what's happening here.
Right. Sandy's either dumb or I don't know, but
she's naive.
Yeah. Sunny spikes the punch, and Sandy is still suspicious of Cha-Cha. Danny won't give her a straight answer, how he knows her. The principal reminds the kids to be on their best behavior, as in a few minutes the whole nation will be watching Rydell. God help us. I laughed so hard at that scene.
She's great.
She is great. So, rules are given for the dance contest. The contest starts and kids mob the cameras immediately. They immediately stop dancing and like, hey! And the Frosty Palace ladies are watching, and Travolta's sister sees Danny and Sandy and the other kids. I think Ellen Travolta's her name.
No idea.
She's also, John Travolta's sister got her the role in the movie, and she was also Charles in Charge's mom in that show too. Yeah. Yeah, the contest starts officially now with the hand jive. And Rizzo and the Scorpion are kicked out for lewdness, and Kenickie fights with the Scorpion. Danny and Sandy are the darlings of the contest until Cha-Cha butts in and Danny doesn't go after Sandy. Cha-Cha looks 50 years old. I put all the smoking ?
Which Olivia Newton-John wasn't really supposed to be in the scene much.
Oh.
She was supposed to be something kept her out of it, and that Danny was immediately with Cha-Cha sort of situation. But she wanted to dance really badly with John Travolta. So they wrote in that she could have a moment. Yeah.
That's adorable, because they have always had a really sweet
chemistry,
relationship too. Yeah, even as the years until she passed, they were very close, you know. So that's really sweet. So I guess his reputation preceded.
Yes, him. And she's not a trained dancer, but she wanted to be able to dance with him. Yeah. That's
cool. I like that. Okay. Cha-Cha and Danny win the contest, and Sunny, Putsy, and I put the third T-Bird because I couldn't remember Duty. Duty moon the camera after switching jackets. That was their foolproof plan to not get caught. They switch coats.
They just switch around.
Yeah. During the celebration spotlight dance, the waitress at the malt shop wonders who the mooner on the right. Ooh, who's on the right? Principal claims the boys' butt pictures are being sent to Washington.
Yeah, so it's like an announcement. Like, how did they not get caught? Like, how did they run off?
So they should turn themselves in to avoid federal charges. Which is totally something like
a principal would say.
Yes. All are at the drive-in as Danny again tries to apologize to Sandy, and he struggles to get his class ring off and elbows Sandy in the boob, but she accepts the ring. And is glad.
She's very upset about this elbow.
Yeah, glad.
Until the ring comes out.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. Yeah. That's for jewelry.
Yes. And glad Danny respects her. And he
now I know you really respect me because you gave me a ring.
Yeah. And he immediately regrets it as he was hoping for more physically at the drive-in. He's like, oh. Like you could see his face fall. Rizzo skipped a period like a defective typewriter. And Marty swears that she won't tell anyone, and I'll take it to the grave. You know, I caught Vince Fontaine trying to put aspirin in my Coke at the dance.
I didn't hear that line ever before until this rewatch.
And I'm like, why, of all the medications? Like, what is aspirin going to do? Like,
I don't think it was asprin. She thought it was aspirin.
Trying to put aspirin in my Coke at the dance. Yeah, okay, because I'm like, if it was really aspirin, what's it going to do? Heal her headache?
No.
You need a bazillion aspirin for it to do anything. That makes sense. Huh? Marty immediately blabs at Rizzo's prank. Hey, lady with a baby.
Come on, make way, lady with the baby. Come on.
And Rizzo just gives her a look, and she's like, oh, sorry, Riz.
And then Sonny's right there, and she tells him immediately.
All news spreads through the drive-in. While Rizzo assures Kenickie it's not his baby, it's somebody else's mistake. And Danny gropes Sandy, and she throws his ring at him and runs off. The
piece of tin! Throws it and slams the car door and hits him in a sensitive area.
And sings Sandy and wishes that they will be able to be together once high school is done, and they will no longer... will be in different worlds.
So I guess he's never going to talk to all his friends ever again.
Yeah.
He's going to ditch him as soon as they graduate.
Backdrop of the old concession ads.
Love it.
Yes, me too.
Love it.
Stranded at the drive-in. What will they say Monday at school? The next scene, greased lightning is as hot as the parts on it. And even the shop teacher will come and watch them drag race because I know my boys wouldn't let me down, so I'm not going to let them down. I'm like, this is a weird relationship.
This seems illegal. Maybe you shouldn't go to this. You're going to lose your job.
Because I'm like, that seems like not a sanctioned event.
Yeah. You definitely help them put stolen parts on this car. You taught them how to put on stolen parts, knowing they're stolen.
Kenickie asked Danny to drive with him at Thunder Road as a second. You know, this is Lieutenant, his second.
Then they hug and they get all emotional.
Sandy tries to make good with Rizzo and says she's going to Thunder Road. Rizzo's not going, and once Sandy leaves, Rizzo laments that everyone is talking about her and there are worse things I could do.
There are worse things I could do. I hated this song.
Then go wish the boy or two.
I don't know why, as a kid, I hated it.
I know.
I always skip past
I wasn't a big Rizzo fan.
Yeah, true. Because she was like
She had an old lady haircut.
Yes. Yeah,
which I'm sure is popular.
It was popular then,
but,
yes. It was the style of the time.
Yeah, she's a product of her time.
But yeah, I was not a fan.
Yeah, and as she watches Kenickie drive away to Thunder Road, she sings this song. We cut to Thunder Road as the T-Birds and the Scorpions face off and are racing for pinks.
Racing for pinks.
Says Pink Danny. Slips, ownership papers.
Yeah. Mr. Scarface, he knows what he's racing for.
Jan finds a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck.
Give it to me.
Yep, Marty takes
it. Holds it like this.
Transfers the luck to Kenickie, but drops it. And when Kenickie bends over to get it, is hit by the car door. And
it's knocked out.
Yeah, and now Danny will have to drive. Yeah, because he's knocked out cold. Cha-Cha starts the race with her scarf, and Sandy watches in the distance. Scorpions racing dirty as there are no rules, including the use of jagged spikes. Both drive on the embankment, and Danny jumps a giant puddle to victory as all celebrate. Which, if I recall correctly, this is like a real place in LA that like floods out sometimes.
Yes, and the water was standing water, and a bunch of people got ill from being around it.
I bet they did. Yeah. That sounds pretty gross.
It was gross.
Frenchie spots Sandy watching and singing Sandra Dee reprise to herself.
Yes, and she didn't have her shoes on for some reason.
Yeah, she took her shoes off. Putting her shoes
back on during the song, and I remember thinking, like,
why'd you have them off?
Why? Yeah. I wonder if it was to get up the steep hill, but maybe. I feel like you would need your sneakers. I don't know.
But it looked like concrete. It didn't look like a dune, like a sand dune.
Right, it definitely was. Because I remember it thinking it looked difficult to get up. Because like Frenchie's like walking up it like to get to Sandy, true. And I was like, this doesn't seem like a good place to hurt yourself. But
so she asked for Frenchie's help to change. The school,
like, sure,
yeah,
I'll help you.
The school year is now over, and the principal gives a farewell speech as all rush to the senior carnival.
It looks so fun.
It did.
As they're all running in.
At Carnival, Danny shows up in a Letterman sweater as he lettered in track.
For that one
meet we never saw him in again, yes.
I mean, these jocks aren't very good, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
But, well, you lettered in track, too.
I did, but I scored points.
Shut up.
You did not letter in track, let's just
No,
say.
I didn't. But I lettered in theater, but I tried really hard in track. I tried really hard. Again, I tried harder than you in track, and I didn't succeed.
How do we letter in drama? I don't understand.
Because everybody who participates.
I was going to say. What are the qualifications? Showing up.
Yep. Okay. But the other T-Birds flunked gym and they can't hit Coach Calhoun in the pie booth. Put a pie in his puss. It's for a good cause. The teacher's retirement fund. And then like none of the T-Birds can hit him. He's like, this is why you flailed Jim.
Yeah. See, if you would have come to class, you'd be able to hit me right now.
Eugene hits him right away.
Eugene, the actual nerd, not a jock nerd, an actual nerd.
Yeah.
Hey, I want you. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, okay, but like he's a senior now.
Well, apparently not.
Yeah. He's
when
back.
We get to Grease too.
He's back again. Which that confused me. How Eugene's whole role confused me.
Yeah, I don't understand. But yeah, he's at the senior carnival, so he is technically a senior.
Rizzo reveals to Kanicki she's not pregnant, and he offers to make an honest woman of her anyways.
Nice smooch.
Yeah. Danny reveals that he lettered for Sandy, who shows up in spandex and leather.
Tell me about it.
Stud. And Danny ditches the sweater as all saying, you're the one that I want.
I love that she's smoking the cigarette, and then she looks back at the girls, and they're like,
throw it.
And then she's she's still getting coached by the pink ladies. I love it.
And they're all just like behind her looking cool, and then they're like so yeah, I said love them going through the fun house.
Oh my gosh. This was the best scene.
Yes.
It was so good.
We thought, like, when we used to go through fun houses, I thought of this every time.
I did too.
Yeah, every time.
But you never get to enjoy the parts of the fun house. Everybody's
rushing you through.
Yeah, you're just trying to get through it as quickly as you can.
You can't stop and dance.
Yeah, they're like going like they're truly enjoying the attraction.
Yes, as it's meant to be
enjoyed.
All couples are back together.
Oh, the gang's all back.
But fear never seeing each other again after graduation.
Well, yeah, because Danny's planning to ditch you.
Yeah, Danny says that'll never happen.
Now that he's got Sandy, he's like, all right, I guess I can stay friends with you.
So yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
And all sing "We Go Together" instead of enjoying the carnival.
Yeah, they're just.
I said, but they do sing on some rides. There's some people on some
True.
rides.
Yes.
We're all just gonna dance around instead of doing.
Always be together.
Danny and Sandy drive through the crowd in his fixed-up car for some reason, as yearbooks are handed out.
Yeah, like, you won the pink slips for this nice car.
Oh, is that what it was?
I'm guessing,
okay.
But it's not the same car. It's all changed around.
Yeah.
So either
that car got a little dinged up.
Yeah, so either they doctored it all up in the illegal shop class, or it's just, I don't know where this car
I don't know
appeared
where it came from.
Because I was like,
a red, shiny car.
It makes it, is it red?
Yeah, I think it's red at the end.
I thought it was white.
Well, the one they drive is, or whatever. Like the one in the races is black. I think Kanicki's is white and Kanicki's is black, and the other one's black. This one's red.
Oh, okay.
This one's like a red chrome.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. No, I'm kind of seeing that.
So I put, for some reason, as the yearbooks are handed out and Sandy waves goodbye as they fly into the sky somehow.
I hate this part.
Me too. It's dumb.
Yeah,
it's
that's how it ends. She's just waving goodbye. Yeah. Do you ever see the Family Guy where they make fun of it?
No.
Like, they show him, and then, like, it's like 5 minutes later, she's like, it's so cold up here. Where are we going? He's like, I don't know. It's hilarious, though.
Grease again plays for the credits in a style of the yearbook. The end. I did write down a couple fun facts.
Oh, okay.
Because I was afraid you weren't going to come for.
I don't.
Sometimes when I have time, I can look some up, but I don't always have time.
Yes, they're probably most of what I have. I don't have a ton.
Okay.
I'm not around my head right now.
Kanicki's back.
Oh yeah, he hurt his back.
And Jeff Conaway fell off the car during Grease Lightning and injured his back, which led to his addiction to pain pills and ultimately then his death later in life.
Yes. Yeah, that's horrible.
It's horrible that this is like the start of it, you know, because I remember like in the early 2000s when they had 800 bazillion reality shows and he was always on like those Sober House ones. And, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Rizzo's hickeys were real, like you said. Elvis was offered Frankie Avalon's part. And he was considering taking it, but at the last minute it went to Frankie Avalon instead. Now
he turned it down. He actually turned it down. Yeah.
But the slumber party scene where they reference Elvis. Elvis! Look at me. Keep that Elvis far from me.
Won't go to bed till I'm legally wed. I can't. I'm Sandra D.
The day they filmed that scene, Elvis passed away.
Yes.
In real life. Yeah, craziness, because that's a big part of the song. That's what everybody remembers. Okay. Cha-Cha.
I know this one too.
It's terrible. This has a lot of dark stuff in it. Cha-Cha had a tubal pregnancy and was in excruciating pain during the racing scene. Yeah. And immediately had to go to the hospital like after doing like the scarf stuff and everything.
So if you know anything about like this type of pregnancy,
like ectopic pregnancy,
then it's life threatening.
Yes,
like,
because what's happening is there's a baby growing, but it's not in the uterus. It's like usually in the fallopian tube, which can burst. Yes. Yeah, it can be elsewhere too. Yeah, but yeah. It's usually in the fallopian tube, and it's life threatening. She could die, and she was in excruciating pain during this, and it's just heartbreaking to see.
So you'll see her a lot of times like leaning on things, and that's why she was like leaning against the car, like just to try to hold.
She
herself
did a really good job.
She did. She hit it well
at all.
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John was sewed into the black pants when her zipper broke.
That was like 4 days in a row they were shooting the scenes too, and she was sewed into it every single day.
Oh, every day. Jeez.
And it was 106 degrees outside when they were filming
horrible.
This. Yes.
Jeff Conaway played Danny Zuko in the play version.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yes.
Yeah. So he was on
Broadway, right?
Yeah, an alum for Grease on Broadway. Yeah. Okay, so I have some ages.
Lay them on me. I need to know.
Olivia Newton-John was 29, which was way older than I thought she was.
She was the youngest looking of all of them.
Stockard Channing was 33.
Clearly.
Travolta was 23. Which, and Olivia Newton-John was concerned about their age difference. Because she was so much older than he was.
But he looked so old.
I know. They put that soft lenses were used in filming for everybody.
Like... You couldn't find teens?
No. Well, they wanted to use people who were affiliated with the original project, too. Okay. So it's kind of like how when they made Rent, they brought back the original cast for the movie. Okay. I guess. Jeff Conaway was 26. Frenchie was 26. Marty was 21. Okay. I could see that because she was young.
She looked younger, too.
Jan was only 30, but she was prematurely graying. That was a problem. So they kept having to dye her hair black. Because, and Cha-Cha, 29. I thought she was way older than that.
Way older.
I know. I feel sorry, Cha-Cha. I'm so sorry. So the jock Tom was 19.
I could see that. Yeah, he looked. Face. Yeah, he had a baby face.
Now, the big reveal: Crater Face from the Scorpions. 20.
No.
Yes. I knew that was when I saw that was my reaction when I saw it.
No way. He was definitely like 47.
I know. He was 20. He was on these. I know these poor people. It's the smoking. It's gotta be. Smoking and drinking. It's no good for you.
Oh my gosh.
But that's what I got. I know. Wow. Mind blown, right?
Yeah. I know that one other fun fact I can think of, they used a traveling carnival for the end scene.
They used a real carnival.
And then they like moved on, so they had to like build fake sections of things. I don't remember what exactly it was, but like not everything.
When they were posing like for those like pictures and stuff.
I could see that. Or even like in the funhouse. I could see that maybe they like built that. Yeah. But like that whole big carnival scene where they're all dancing in front of like right at the end, that was like a traveling carnival.
You think they could shell out a little bit?
Yeah, thing. But here we are. And it was a hit, a blockbuster hit. Yeah. Like, this movie was one of the top grossing films of its time.
Mom said she saw it in the theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she told me who she saw it with. I forget. Some girl from work. I don't know.
I love that she remembers that. Like,
I saw this person. Yeah, I went to go see it.
Mom loved this movie. She used to always, like, it was on
We'd
TV.
Always watch
we'd watch it together, yeah.
It was on a lot, too. It
was, yeah.
Yeah, I remember really liking Sandy's clothes a lot. Yeah.
That's a good one. You've had to have seen Grease,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
You definitely did.
I had to laugh. We were watching Modern Family the other night, like reruns, and Mitchell, the one character, was telling Ed O'Neill, like his dad, about how he dated some girls in high school, and there was like talking about like he starts like making up names like to like make himself seem cool, and like he's going through like musical names, and he's like, and Betty Rizzo, and and he's like, you really thought I was not going to pick up on that.
That's great.
But yeah, I never knew Rizzo's name was Betty until I got older.
I didn't either.
They don't really address it.
No, they do
She's
not.
just Riz.
But
are you loving Grease?
Yes.
We're not allowed to watch it in my house. And I get special. My husband hates this movie because when his first job, he was working at some shoe store that was closing, and his coworker, he hated her. Like, it was a girl from school, and she was like nerdy, he said, and like
but they didn't
get along. And he said she sang these songs nonstop, and it ruined it for him. He said she would not stop singing all day, and it drove him nuts.
I could see that.
So we're not allowed to. It was nice to see it again.
Nice walk down memory lane.
Maybe someday I'll get to show my kids. Yeah, when Dad's out.
Yes. Someday they'll see.
But we thank you for joining us here at Sisters in Ebert. So your girls aren't familiar with this?
No, I wasn't. I don't think they'd understand a lot of it, and
we didn't, and we liked it.
I didn't want to have to explain anything.
Yeah, you're too smart to ask.
We were just there like.
Well, we knew better than to like ask questions about things too. Like your girls would just ask.
True.
But we thank you for joining us here at Sisters in Ebert. If you look in the description below this video, it'll have links to our social media. We are at Sisters in Ebert on Facebook and Instagram. Please come follow, subscribe, comment, engage with us on social media. And that's where you also find most of our posts for our Friday teasers. And we release all our new content to YouTube on Mondays. You can ring that victory bell like we always wanted to. And that'll give you all of our new content alerts and let YouTube know you want to engage with us further. And subscribe to the channel. We'll be happy to have you. Thank you so much, though, for engaging with us this week.
Hi.
And for joining us here at Rydell High. And we'll see you next week at the movies.